everyone. Welcome back another week, another show. It's Geekonomics. It's Mark, it's Bryon, it's Josh in the back. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to cover, a lot going on. A lot of things happened. Hope everyone had a great and fantastic 4th of July weekend. The preemptive kickoff to the 250th year of America.
Yes. Yes, it is the kickoff.
The kickoff. The countdown to
destruction.
The 250th year.
The end of America.
The end of America.
The end of America.
It's the beginning of the end.
It was a good 250 years, everybody.
The only reason I say that is historians have even said it. Most empires only last 250 years.
Yeah, roughly around there. Yeah.
It's sort of like...
It's going to go out with a UFC fight on the, the green.
White House lawn.
White House lawn.
Between Elon Musk and Dana
White. It's going to be great.
There you go. But speaking of empires that are growing, the Manchester Comic and Toy Show.
Oh, what a transition.
July 27th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's going to be an awesome show.
It is.
It's the last one of the summer before we kick off to the fall stuff.
Yes, before the big shows.
Going to have 2 tables.
Ooh.
I have now expanded officially to Two Table Bryon. Two Table Bryon.
Your new nickname.
Two Table Bryon.
Two Table Bryon.
BK Toys has gotten 2 tables.
Bryon 2 tables. We'll call
Bryon 2 tables. I'm going 2 tables from now on.
BK 2 tables.
BK 2 tables.
BK 2 tables.
Scott.
1 table just can't contain him. He needs 2.
I'm going 2.
He has so much crap. He needs 2 tables.
Scott Pellin was very generous. He's gone back to 1 table. He was just like, "Do you want that?" Before Andrew sells it off to someone else.
Yeah.
I was like, "Nope. I am grabbing that.
Yeah.
Do not. This is real estate I need."
You spread out now. You can spread
the one time Scott
your stickers and stuff
was gone, and he gave me a table.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
And ever since then,
well, especially at Andrew's show, it's a little bit less.
Yeah.
Spatial wise.
Right. I had the taste of the good life.
Yeah, you did.
And now I want it back.
I need it.
I need that.
You need
2
that.
table.
You need the fix. The 2 table fix.
2 table fix. 1 table can't contain me.
1 table's fine, but 2 tables better.
2 tables is better. We're gonna put the Slim Jim logo right in the middle.
Oh, nice. You can throw people between it.
At the end,
strap into it.
Andrew just body slams people right into the 2 tables. Anyway, so that's happening at the end of the month. It's going to be an awesome show. As we get closer, we'll talk about the guests.
Matt C. Ryan will be there.
Yeah, Matt Ryan's going to be there.
Yes.
You're going to be there helping Matt.
That's the plan.
That's the plan. It should be an awesome time.
Yes.
It's a fantastic show. It's always busy. And I think that this will just be an awesome time.
Yeah.
We have a lot to cover on today's show.
We do.
So we'll get into it more next week.
We will.
We're going to be seeing Superman tonight. We'll be reviewing that next week.
We're Prime members, so.
I am not, but you.
Yes,
John
and I are.
Our friend John was nice enough to get our tickets.
Yes, well, because it was the way they did it was very annoying. So that's why John decided to do it, because I was like, it makes no sense that I buy a certain amount, you buy a certain amount, so.
So I know I caught up on TV. I watched a movie.
Watch Andor yet?
No.
I know you watched 2 films.
I did
over the weekend. So before
I had a new movie experience as well. I'll talk about.
I want to hear about this.
Yes.
So today
Mark, 2
we
films.
have our Wrestling Challenge Saturday night's main event. And I don't want to say it wrong because I'm gonna Evolution. We're gonna go
doubleheader.
Second half of the program.
You can't just do 1 PLE. We need 2.
Oh, I love it.
Just like you.
Yeah.
Technically, it's 3.
We need 2 tables.
Technically 3 because NXT Great American Bash,
which is also represented in here as well.
We get some bonus questions.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
So Mark, I'll let you go first. I know you saw the F1, the movie, and Jurassic Park Rebirth.
I did.
Give us your thoughts on
I did. I went and saw F1, the movie, by myself on Thursday over in West Springfield. And I splurged using my movie club membership to get the D-Box seats.
Now, are we doing D-Box tonight? Is that why our tickets are so expensive?
I don't know.
Because they were $21. I feel like we're
might just be what tickets are now.
No, they're not.
Oh.
I think we're doing the D-Box.
Oh, okay then.
That's my because tickets are not $21. I would not be going to the movies if they were $21.
No, yeah. It could be an Amazon situation.
No, I think we're doing D-Box.
Oh, okay.
'Cause how much was a D-Box ticket?
I don't know.
But how much did you pay?
Paid $7.
Right.
Because I used the movie club and I had a gift card.
I have the movie club too, so most movies I pay for on the high end, if I don't have anything, is $15.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think it would have been like $9 on top of a regular ticket.
Yeah. Hey Josh, while we're talking,
I'm looking it up.
Thank you.
Maybe around there.
Yeah, I think D-Box is
$21 to $24 a seat. So,
okay. So maybe we are doing the
we
D-Box.
are doing D-Box tonight. So that explains why.
It's usually the first 2 rows of the theater. So that could be why. But yeah, no, with if we are, that's going to be an experience. You're going to
So what is
overload.
How was F1 the movie and how was the D-Box experience for F1 the movie?
The movie's okay. Not terrible.
Okay.
I've heard this said multiple times, and I very much agree with it. It's Top Gun, but with cars.
Okay.
Instead of planes. The story's there. You're really there for the cars and the
how was racing?
Action sequences and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
The racing sequences were fantastic.
Well shot and stuff.
Very well shot.
Yeah.
They did all this stuff. They literally had the cameras on the cars, used a lot of the footage from the season that they were shooting.
And stuff.
Yeah, like that kind of thing. A lot of that. There was the far-fetched accidents and that kind of thing that wouldn't happen.
Right.
And,
it's a movie.
Yeah,
you
it's
have
a movie.
drama.
You gotta have things.
Drama.
You gotta have things.
Yeah.
To make things go.
Yeah.
So there was stuff like that. It was kind of like if you watch it in the D-Box, it makes it a better movie by a long shot.
No, what does the D-Box do?
So
because I don't know anything.
D-Box is literally like a 4D kind of experience.
Yeah.
So your chair basically reacts to all the movements on screen, basically.
Oh, okay.
So with the car scenes and the racing scenes, every time the car turns and moves, your seat turns and moves in that exact direction.
So a racing movie is perfect for this.
Yes. So like Top Gun would have been great for this. Avatar, those kind of things.
Yeah.
Like the ones with
A
like
roller
the big,
coaster
big action sequence movies. Like Superman will probably be amazing for this.
Yeah.
If that's what we're doing. So literally like every time the car like turns into a corner, spins, any kind of thing, like rumble hits like curbs or anything, the whole chair moves and like moves around. And every time they do the scenes where the guy like Brad Pitt or any of the other actor are driving the car, in the scenes, like the back of the seat like heats up, so it feels like the engine's behind you.
Oh wow!
And like your chair will like vibrate a little bit, like so you feel like the engine
is
like
revving.
moving and all that behind you.
Do they have smells?
No smells,
No.
But they do all the other stuff. It's everything but that.
That's what I mean. It's because Mark told me about it, and I go, "Oh, so it is a 4D experience without the smells."
Yeah, exactly. There's
so
no
it's,
like they
you
don't
got
spray
the
water on
movement
you and stuff like that, but
sensations, but you
it's
don't
everything.
got
It's all the sensory things basically, except for like smells and
it's
touch.
not like if you're in a mist, it like mists you.
No,
if it's raining,
it was
you
crazy.
Don't feel
Like I was telling Josh too, like because you recline, it's got the recliner and everything. So if you literally like, I had my feet up, and you're sitting there, and you literally like had my arms like tight into the chair.
Yeah,
and it literally felt like I was driving the car because there's scenes where you're in the car, like straight on, like racing shots, like in-car camera shots.
So big.
And it's a bigger screen because they had to do with like the XD screen.
Yeah,
so it's extra big, and so you feel like. And I sat and I purposely bought a ticket in the middle, so it felt like the screen was around me. And it really felt like you're driving the car.
That's
you're like
cool.
The movement and like your legs
That's
are moving.
Exciting. I mean,
so
I guess you do the right thing.
Yeah. So that was it was made for that.
Yeah. That sounds cool. I mean,
and it was right before they were going to switch out F1 for Jurassic Park in that. So there was hardly anyone in the theater too, which made
for
it nice.
F1.
Yeah. Which made it nice.
So you can go wee.
Well, I didn't, but
but you wanted to.
You could. Yeah.
Now, how was Jurassic Park Rebirth?
So Jurassic Park Rebirth, I watched it in standard format. Claire went with me because Claire was the one that wanted to see Jurassic Park. She was all about it. I, on the other hand, whatever.
It's another 6th movie or something like that.
Yeah, something like
The
that.
last one I saw was the very first Chris Pratt one.
Yeah,
That
so
was
it's probably
the
been like 3 since then.
That was the very
Yeah.
last Jurassic Park movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I do like them, but I just stopped.
Yeah.
I don't care
It's-
anymore.
It's
You can't
is what it
capture
is.
that feeling that
You
first
can't.
one gives you.
well, they
The
try
first one's
to now
amazing.
with like the mutant things and like the combining dinosaurs into one
Yes,
dinosaur,
yeah.
and they literally had like a dinosaur that's like a conglomeration of like 6 different dinosaurs as like the big bad dinosaur.
Because like in the last 3, they had a T-Rex. Well, they had the smart.
Indominus Rex, which is like
Yes,
it was like a
big one.
combination between a raptor and a dinosaur.
And
like
they
a
had the smart
T-Rex.
raptors that Chris Pratt could talk
Yes.
to just by doing his
Yes.
hand gestures.
Yeah.
Because they knew sign language.
and clicking and stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So yeah,
So this one
So
was
they
like,
didn't
we
have
gotta
any
go.
of that.
They didn't have any of that.
didn't have any of that.
Okay.
This was basically like the company that bought
Engine.
InGen's like all the information stuff after they went out of business.
Yeah.
Like decided they want to go in and get like samples from the 3 biggest dinosaurs
Right.
on the island.
Yeah.
So that way, this new island that another island that's out in the middle of the ocean
Oh,
somewhere.
it's not the original Jurassic
not the
Park?
original one. It's a whole new one.
Okay.
Might even be the
No, I
the
think
island
if
from the
if I
Chris
remember
Pratt
if
movies.
I remember correctly, just from the trailers, it's like this because the main island is the main island.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then they had the research island.
Yes.
But
Then
I
they have,
guess
like, a new,
there's
then they also
2
had
different
the Jurassic
sides of the
World
island.
which is
Yeah.
a different island.
Yeah.
So this is like the research island for the Jurassic World island. But also dinosaurs are also like all over the planet.
Mm-hmm.
They're like
Well, because they got off
free-roaming.
the island.
Yes,
when
because they got
last
off
one
the island. But
exploded.
somehow the brontosaurus got into New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow, like it wandered from the middle of the ocean. Somehow came across the ocean and ended up in New York City or something. It was like dying in New York City. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because I guess like some of the dinosaurs, when they took them off the island and put them in zoos and stuff,
They got out.
escaped and
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
How do you put a dinosaur in a
So
zoo?
yeah, so like that's the whole shtick of it. Is
Yeah,
that
yeah,
there's
yeah.
like dinosaur, but they need like these 3 samples to like come up with a cure. Or they want to make a medicine for heart disease or something.
Mm-hmm.
So Scarlett Johansson's character is like this special ops person,
Yeah.
which I said to Claire, like the only way the movie made any kind of cool sense to me was that they kind of start the movie off where they don't really explain her background or where she's from
Mm-hmm.
or how she came about, but the story starts off with basically her saying like the last mission she was on, she lost her partner,
Mm-hmm.
and that's about the extent
Of her backstory.
of her backstory.
Oh.
They
so
do like a little bit here and there, but I said the way they make this really interesting is if it was a Elseworld Marvel story where she's really Black Widow, who after she dies
okay,
in
yeah.
No, but
Marvel world,
Yeah.
she gets teleported into Jurassic Park world, and the person that she's talking about is Hawkeye, because she thinks he died.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
said that's how
That's a
it
little
made
wild.
it interesting for me.
Okay.
So that's how I made this
I
movie
thought
interesting.
I thought it'd be interesting if she was the granddaughter of the original.
Hammond.
Yeah, Hammond.
No, she's not.
Okay.
She's a completely different
Oh,
person
so
altogether.
there's no ties.
No ties to. The only tie to it is the scientists that they bring from a museum used to work for Alan Grant.
Okay.
Was like
You
his,
gotta have
his
an Alan
research
Grant.
assistant
Okay.
or something.
All right.
That's like the only tie to the bigger.
I almost thought she was
world.
going to be the girl from Jurassic Park 1.
That'd make more sense.
That's what I thought she
it
was
No,
was
going
because
to
kinda-
she was in one of the other movies.
Yes, they were in the last movie, I
Yeah.
think,
Oh, I have
or something.
No,
Or
well,
Fallen
no.
Kingdom.
No, the adults were in the last
Yes.
movie, not
Yeah.
the kids.
No,
Yeah.
the kids were in.
The kids, I
The
think
kids were in one of the movies because they met up with Ian Malcolm.
Yeah,
You know,
I
Jeff
think
Bridges'
the kids
character.
were the kids from the original movie's kids were in one of the movies. I can't remember which one.
No, I don't think they've even gotten that far with the kids and the kids.
Jeff Goldblum where he was by himself. It wasn't any of the other big names like
there
originals.
was other families.
But there was like other, it was like a weird thing. But anyways, it's whatever.
So what did you think?
The movie was ho-hum. It wasn't great.
Now, what did Claire think since she was a big fan?
Claire was not a fan of the movie so much. She kind of got distracted because movie etiquette, it was the opening day of the movie. People bring their children.
Well, it's a family movie.
Dinosaur movie, yeah.
But don't keep track of their children.
So is the kids running around?
Just kids running around the theater.
I'm a T-Rex.
Like one kid on her tablet the whole movie.
Oh, so you have the
just
light?
playing games and not even watching the movie.
Yeah, see, I would have walked out and went to staff.
Yeah, because you're supposed to have all devices off.
Yeah, and then there was this one young couple that was literally in our seats when we got there. They're like, "Oh, we must have picked the wrong seats. I'm sorry, we must have read our tickets wrong." Then they moved down the row, and then another group came in, and they're like, "Oh, we must have read our tickets wrong," and they moved to a different area.
They just didn't want to.
And then got really weird seats somewhere, and then so there was that, and then there was a Karen in our row that came in without anything, and then all of a sudden left, and then came back, and then ordered food from her seat as she was in the theater.
Oh.
And was talking to her kids loudly before the movie, and what do you want to get, and what do you need? So it was a whole thing.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah. So
wow.
I'm able to tune that stuff out, but Claire hearing isn't great. So she needs focus. So she's trying to focus but can't because there's noises and other
there's
people.
So many things going on.
Jibber jabbering.
Yeah. But even and then it's a movie. Shut up.
Movie etiquette
before the movie's one thing.
It's garbage now.
Yeah,
before the movie's one thing.
Yeah.
Once the movie starts, I'm the person that will say, "Shut up."
Yeah.
Turn your phone off.
Definitely triggered a conversation that we had basically the whole rest of the weekend where Claire's even looking up articles and saying to me movie theaters will probably be dead in 10 years because of people being idiots.
I think
the movie theaters that are surviving though now
are saying movie etiquette is tanking the movie industry. The film going experience. People would rather sit home and watch movies on their television.
COVID has allowed people to watch movies in a different way because they watched them at home and then they could talk, they could pee, they could do other things.
Stop the movie and go to the bathroom.
And I think now you're going back into the theater and a lot of these people are this is how they watch movies.
Yeah.
They're not paying attention.
Well, that's what I'm saying is now you have movie theaters now that will have a screen set up with a a McDonald's play place, but that's built for that reason, so you can bring your kids and they can goof off.
It's just, people just don't.
But you don't do that in a normal
because
theater.
People buy tickets. It seemed to me people bought tickets because they wanted to see the movie, but their kids didn't want to see the movie.
No,
but they brought their kids along because they have no one to watch their kids.
Yeah.
So what happens?
So they just buy them a seat and just
old
sit there and do whatever, and the kids gives two hoots about the movie.
I remember seeing Gladiator at midnight, and someone brought their baby.
Yeah. Oh, we saw Deadpool. Remember, there was Deadpool, and there was young kids in it.
Yeah, I remember that
and
baby was crying, and I'm it's midnight. Why is this baby here?
But remember, we went and saw Deadpool. A lady literally got up because she got mad because of all the gore in it.
Inappropriate.
And it's
it's it's Deadpool.
It's a rated R movie.
I know.
It's you not know what you're getting into.
When I saw, I think it was 101 Ways to Die in the West.
Yeah.
Which is very raunchy.
Yes.
There's this family, and it was a couple with their maybe 12, 13-year-old kids, and this is a hard R.
Yeah.
And they were in front of us, and the whole audience is just dying.
Yeah.
And the kids, you could see the look on their face. They're laughing.
Yeah.
And the dad's laughing, but the mom, she's just like that. She's
We're out of
like,
here.
We're done. And they're leaving, and the parents are walking very fast in front of everybody leaving. The kids are slowly going like this. And I was just like, why? Okay, first of all, this is a Seth MacFarlane
Watch
movie.
the preview.
This is
it's not going to be American Dad or Family Guy.
But those kids were like this. We don't want to leave. And the mom was just like, we're out of here.
Mom got duped.
The dad was laughing.
Yeah, mom got duped by the dad.
I always, it stuck in my head because the dad was laughing. The kids were laughing.
The
dad was definitely
in on it.
He was laughing.
Wasn't laughing
in
once
the
he got
car.
out of the theater. He wasn't laughing.
No.
He was not laughing on the way home. Wasn't laughing when he got home.
Yep.
So I looked it up. This is the 7th Jurassic Park movie.
Oh my lord!
You had the first one, and then the second one, which was, I think that's the one with Ian Malcolm going to the other island.
Yes.
Lost World.
Yeah.
That was the one with. No, the second
Jeff
one
Goldblum was in the third one.
The third one.
Was it
the
the
second
third
one
one?
was Taylor
So the second one was Ian.
What's his face from Shameless?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was the second one where they
Where
went. And he had the eggs.
The kid's out like parachuting or something and gets lost, and then they
William H.
con
Macy's
some guy
in it.
into-
Yeah, William H.
That's the second one.
They con some guy into do it. They have the satellite phone.
Yeah.
Gets eaten by the dinosaur.
Yeah. So then the third one is the Ian Malcolm going to the other island.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the one with what's her face.
I think that's one.
Juliette Lewis.
No. Yeah. No, Julianne Moore.
Julianne Moore. That's it.
Yeah. Because that's where some company wants to bring them to the mainland to have a theme park.
Yes.
Yeah. Then you have Jurassic World.
The second one has Alan Grant in it, though.
Yes.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Second one is Alan Grant. He's leading the mission.
Yes.
And then then you have the third one with Jeff Goldblum. Jurassic World, which is the new park.
That's the Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas
Pratt,
Howard.
yes.
That's the last one I saw.
Yeah.
And I liked it.
And then you have Fallen Kingdom. That's where the volcano goes and it starts
they have
killing
the
the
sad
dinosaurs.
scene of the Brontosaurus.
The Brontosaurus being blown up.
I haven't seen that one.
Yes.
And then Dominion.
That's the one with the mansion where they're auctioning off the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
That's the really bad one.
I heard that's bad.
That's really bad.
And then this current one is Rebirth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So it was ho-hum. F1 was better, you
No,
think?
the one with the mansion is the one with the auction is the second one of the Chris Pratt one.
So were those both in Fallen Kingdom?
That was Fallen Kingdom where the Brontosaurus.
Then what was
Dominion? Was
Dominion?
the one with the three.
That's when everybody came
originals.
back.
Everyone came back.
Yeah.
And they went back to the island.
Yeah. That was like a big reunion. They brought everybody back.
That's the one that had the kids in it.
Yeah, and they all did. They have the scene of them doing this with the raptors.
Yes.
He teaches Alan Grant how to do this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's the third one.
That's the third one.
Of the Chris Pratt.
I did not see that one at all.
Yeah. So, Mark.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park or F1 out of the weekend? What was your favorite out of
F1 by far.
Yeah. I had a feeling.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. You catch up on any TV? I know you watched Sugar.
I did watch Sugar.
Which I like,
per your suggestion.
I suggest everybody watch the show. It's amazing. I did have one thing.
I did have one issue with the show.
Sure, it's not perfect. But,
it's not.
But it's fun.
It is. But there's a scene where the grandson decides to check out.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole story of the thing, or one of the side stories, is the grandfather has heart issues.
Yes.
And has been dealing with that during this season.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. My first instinct was, well, there's your heart.
Oh, yeah, I gotcha. I didn't even think about that.
I mean, it's definitely going to be a match of some sort.
Right, could
you're
be.
Related.
Could be.
Yeah, but it'd probably a better chance of that working than some other random heart.
Right.
But I figured that'd been some kind of thing they could have added to the story of them being like, hey, keep him going, and we want to give you his heart, so then you can
But that's
keep
more of
going.
a side thing anyway.
No, I know, but it was kind of like a small little throw in that could have happened.
Right.
That would have.
So I don't want to ruin. There's a great twist in it. There's going to be season 2. I suggest everybody watch it if you're interested.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was an interesting show.
I mean, I knew you probably would like the noir aspect of it.
Yes.
I loved how they intertwined old classic noir films.
Yeah.
And it makes sense because he is a watcher. He's an observer.
Yes.
So it's kind of his insight. He's obsessed with these movies.
I think plenty of people who have seen it at this point. So I think you can spoil things.
I mean, do we want to spoil things? Are you okay?
Josh, are you going to watch this show?
Probably not.
There you go.
Okay. Well,
So
we're going to spoil
Colin
it.
Farrell's an alien.
Yes, there's a big twist.
That's the big twist.
At the end.
Yeah, well, not like the complete end, but towards the end.
But I mean, I think it's for me, it was a great twist because I was just like, I'm in.
Yeah.
And I know that twist is divisive because, like, when Allison was watching, she was just more like, I don't know. I kind of like more of not knowing and mystery and why.
They could have saved it towards the end of this, like the last
you find
episode.
out the second to last, very close to the end.
They could have waited till the last episode.
But nonetheless, I'm ready for season 2.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a fun show.
Yeah.
Like, it was a show that kind of surprised me because I didn't know anything about it. I went in totally blind.
Yes. Yeah.
I thought the cast was great. Colin Farrell was amazing. I love the slow peel back because you're like, he works for an agency. Is he a spy? Why does alcohol have no effect on him?
Yeah.
He's shooting up things in the bathroom.
Yeah.
What is going on here?
Yeah.
And then you have his helper, that woman,
Ruby,
who has all of a sudden you see her. She's got like a control room in there, and you're like, what is going on? Then are they going to double cross him? You know. Top 5
yeah, the
show.
like, political intrigue thing that kind of was out at that point.
Did they go political intrigue really?
Well, oh, you can't. If we don't back off this, they're gonna blow our cover.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, you have to get when there's alien
and they start
under
bumping off all the aliens and everything. That was kind of
there's government under.
Yeah,
you have to have that because it's a cover up. Anyway, should we? I'm glad you watched. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It sounded like you enjoyed it for the most part.
I did, yeah.
It's a quick watch too. They're like
I blew through it in a day.
They're half-hour episodes, and they go
like
by
40 minutes.
so quick. Do we want to give it the old Geekonomics rating?
Sure.
You want to go first? You want to
sure.
Go for it, Mark.
I'll give it a 7.
Wow. So 7?
Yeah.
Seems kind of like comparatively kind of low, but you enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it, but the ending of it was kind of meh.
Was it the twist you didn't like?
I wasn't a fan of the twist.
See, I told you.
Kind of took me out of it.
I'd
have been fine if he was just a detective.
But
the twist was unneeded.
Oh, the twist was needed.
Not really.
Yes, it makes no sense. He's not a superhero.
No, so it doesn't have to be.
Then how would
if they were just a league of spies,
superhuman spies
that have been left over, like they kind of hinted at, like, oh, they could be leftover spies from the Cold War that banded together to, do good against the bad that they did during that time.
But they're observing
like
too. They're not supposed to get involved.
Yes,
like that one guy and then with the kidnapped girl. He was watching. He knew everything.
Yeah,
he couldn't intervene.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it was just kind of, I don't know, the ending. And I wasn't a fan of the female, the rock star character.
Oh, what's her name from The Office?
Yes,
you didn't like her?
I didn't think her character really gave much to the show.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you
like the weird sexual tension there that wasn't really. It was just kind of strange.
She had a crush on him. He was just
it was just very weird.
I mean, but also she was dealing with other things.
Yeah. I don't know. It was just kind of meh. I wasn't I liked it. But I wasn't over the moon about it.
Okay, fair. Well, for me, this is a 10.
Wow.
This is a 10. This goes right up there with...
This might be the biggest disparity we've had in the show.
With Severance Season 2. And I gave the last season of Shoresy a 10. I give this a 10. It is one of my top 5 shows of the year.
Wow.
Yeah, I loved it.
Wow.
I can't wait for Season 2.
Wow.
So
this might be the biggest discrepancy we've ever had.
I think so.
In a show.
Because you guys are usually
we're usually pretty
1 or 2 off.
Right on. Yeah.
Close. We're close.
We're usually
What I mean is you guys are usually separated by maybe a point, maybe 2 at the most.
I love the twist. I really enjoyed
the twist.
The
Was kind of they could have saved it. I feel like they gave it away too quick.
Well, it was the end of the show.
And then the whole thing with his sister and the other guy and everything kind of meh.
Okay.
And now the next season's going to be what? Him chasing this guy around the whole time?
I don't know. Maybe because he's looking for a sister. That was the whole crux of his one thing he was looking for.
Yeah.
Now, another show. I'm assuming maybe you watched. I don't know. We watched all of season 4 of The Bear.
I've not watched it yet.
Oh, so we'll save this for another time.
Yes.
I will say I absolutely loved it.
It's on the queue.
Okay.
But the weekend kind of got away from us.
We pulled a U on Friday.
Yeah.
We started watching The Bear at 1 in the afternoon. We got it's 10 episodes.
Yeah.
We got all the way to episode 9 by 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
But I was doing this.
Yeah.
I can't keep my eyes open.
Your usual.
So we saved the final episode for Saturday.
Yeah.
But we literally, I have not pulled
that was our plan to do
U
Sunday.
in a long time.
That was our plan to do on Sunday. But we just I don't know. We just didn't do anything.
Right.
We were just like, I think we were worn out from the weekend.
Yeah.
That we just kind of just vegged out all day. Like Claire stepped in, and then by the time she got up, I was like already in the middle of doing other things.
That's fine. Well, once you get...
We'll get around to it.
We'll give it a review. And I did watch Sinners on HBO.
Claire wants to see that, but she's now coming to the fact that she's become a scaredy cat.
There is one jump scare.
She's not a
There's
fan of.
one.
Yeah.
But beyond
like even
that,
during Jurassic Park, she was like getting jump scares from like the dinosaurs and different things. She's like, "What's wrong with me? What's happened to me?"
There's not a lot of jump scares.
I'm like, "You're out of practice."
There's only one moment that actually, like Allison, like, whoa, she startled her.
Yeah.
But Sinners, I call it the "Oops, All Vampires" movie because if you know nothing about it, oops, it's all vampires.
It's all vampires.
But I thought it was like very good. I love the connection of music. I love the connection of vampires. I'm sure there's other.
It's the guy that did Black Panther, correct?
It's Coogler.
Yes.
Ryan Coogler. Fun fact: some of the costume design was actually going to be used for the Blade reboot, and since that script was scrapped, and nothing was done with it, they actually used some of the original costume work.
Nice.
In this movie because the Blade reboot was going to be a period piece, where it started in the 20s and moved up. So they reused some of those, repurposed some of the costumes.
So basically, this is Blade without Blade.
It's not the same script.
No, but
it's Blade without Blade.
It's vampires and
without Blade.
Yeah.
Who was in Jurassic Park?
Yes.
Who used the muscles he grew for Blade in Jurassic Park.
You'll be 80 by the time Blade comes out.
I know, that poor guy. He had that one scene. There's like literally a video on YouTube now, which I keep getting thrown in my algorithm, of like every Marvel post-credit scene that they've not paid off yet.
Well, yeah,
there's so many of them.
There's a lot of them now.
There's like Hercules from Thor.
I know.
The guy from Ted Lasso that they've done nothing with.
They've done nothing with. Anyway, the
Sinners. Whole Shang-Chi movie, basically.
Watch Sinners so we can give it a grade when you got a chance. I recommend it.
Yeah, Claire wanted to see it.
It's good. I like
the people in it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. There's a nice little mid-credit scene that's great. Check it out. We'll talk about it another time with The Bear season 4.
All right.
And it's funny. I took all these notes for The Bear, thinking we're talking about it, and then we're not. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I'll save that. I'll save that.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm playing the Bryon of this segment.
It's fine. We have never watched the whole show in one day, pretty much, and just like I was like, this is crazy.
I've been slowly getting through Squid Game season 3.
I've never even watched season 1.
It's all right.
Yeah, I heard Squid Game season 1 is really good, but
it is.
Was 2 and 3 needed?
Brian, there is going to be multiple Squid Games.
There's a Squid Game.
There's a Squid Game USA.
Yeah.
There's going to be Squid Games like 1980
which
something.
Like a big time director's like doing this.
Yeah, I can look it up.
USA.
Yeah, there's a Squid game.
Yes,
there's
a reality show.
But there's like an actual like video game on iPhone or whatever, iOS. Anyway, so we should move on.
But yeah, it's now time for the Geekonomics Wrestling Challenge, Doubleheader Edition. We got 2 shows this weekend. Literally, there's 3. But we're only doing 2 of them.
Because we don't do NXT.
We don't do NXT.
No.
Even though we did Worlds Collide, which was basically NXT.
But that was a whole.
Worlds Collide was a
special.
special with all 3.
Yes.
Yeah, it was very different.
So, and there are some NXT matches on here.
Because I said if we did NXT Great American Bash, then I feel like we have to do all NXT. So that's not what we do.
Okay. So, anyways,
Does that make sense?
Starting off with Saturday night's main event. Not all the matches have been announced yet, I don't think.
Last main event was 4.
Yes.
Now, the rumors are, could there be surprise Dominic AJ Styles? We don't know.
Well, not now, because they didn't do it on Monday night.
Raw. So I think on Friday, if there is a 4th match announced, we will text each other. We will put it out in the ether that we're adding a match.
Yeah.
But as of now, there's only 3 announced.
There's only 3 announced.
It's a 2-hour show. So there could be only 3. We don't know.
We'll see.
We'll see.
But starting out the show, we have Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre in a grudge match. Because Drew came back and Randy Orton RKO'd him.
Mm-hmm.
So that initiates a whole storyline and a reason to have a match.
You got it, baby.
So we'll start with you, Brian. Who you got? Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre in the Who Gives a Who match.
You know, I don't give a who, but this match was thrown together pretty quickly.
Yes.
It
feels like this whole show was thrown together pretty quickly. It looks like it was kind of like, oh, dang, we have a Saturday night's main event we got to put together.
I kind of feel the same way.
Steve, did you have anything to do with it? I don't know. Let's throw this in there. Sounds great.
They're
throw
putting everything into Sunday show.
Yeah.
I kind of
We did a bad scheduling situation here. And we got the
NXT.
Great American Bash, too.
Yeah.
Who planned this?
I'm going to give it to Drew McIntyre, only because I feel like Randy Orton is on this he doesn't win a lot now. And I kind of feel like Drew did go away. Last time we saw him was with Damian Priest.
Yes, he lost and then went away.
Horrible street match.
Yes.
That was not a street match.
Yes, it was not a street match.
You should watch the women's street match because that was a street match.
Street fight.
Drew McIntyre is one of my favorite wrestlers. I think he's amazing.
Yes, and he has a new best T-shirt in the business.
Oh, why? What was it?
Bored at Work. Do you not see his T-shirt?
They didn't have it on the YouTube. I found about this out afterwards.
Oh.
They omitted that from the clip. I was like, Drew McIntyre came out?
He was wearing a T-shirt the whole time.
No. That's hilarious.
It's on the shop. You can buy it.
That's cool. I like that.
Claire
bought the highlight reel, Brian?
Claire got herself a Randy Orton hoodie.
Oh, really?
She's been eyeballing forever.
Nice.
And she's like, I'm getting it because there was like a 50% off sale.
Yeah, they always have sales.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to the old Drew for this one.
Drew McIntyre. Josh, who you got?
I think just because I think they're going to start the Randy going voices, and I have a feeling this is going to be the match potentially to start it with.
Okay.
Because, it's so quick.
You say that every time.
No, but you know what I mean? It's a quick turnover, so I would assume they're going to do something. They have to give a reason for it.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you already 8 RKO'd him, so maybe the voices are getting to him.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Randy.
All right. And Josh, we know, Josh did go see the Savannah Bananas at Fenway over the weekend.
Mm-hmm. I heard.
And he has the hats and everything, so we would like to talk to you about it, but there's so much going on this week that we don't have a chance to. So we'll get to that next week as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want anyone to think like we're just ignoring you. We know you have things to talk about as well.
It's not my show. It's okay.
It's not it at all. It's just there's too much going on. But
Packed.
yeah, it's a packed day. We have 2 shows to cover. This is really the I don't give a who match.
Exactly.
They're both great, but
I mean, I guess so.
I don't know. I like Drew and Randy Orton.
I like Drew's T-shirts. That's about it. His character's been kind of weird lately.
Yeah.
Well, I agree with you there. His storyline's been kind of
It's kind of useless.
Ever since CM Punk, he hasn't come back.
Yeah, he hasn't really done anything. I want to pick Randy just because. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Speaking of eeny, meeny, miny, mo, up next, it's Seth Rollins versus LA Knight.
Yeah.
Because LA Knight's on SmackDown, and for some reason, he's mad at Seth Rollins for something that happened at Money in the Bank, and he's been holding this grudge this whole time, and because LA Knight doesn't have a story, and Seth Rollins is not involved in the main event scheme right now because reasons.
But it does give LA Knight a nice pop.
It does, and he gets to
He
appear
deserves it.
everywhere. So LA Knight versus Seth Rollins for reasons, and we'll start with Josh. Who you got?
Again, I can't see them having Seth lose unless it's interference. Or, he starts losing and shenanigans happen and he wins.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say Seth.
Yeah. All right. Who you got, Brian?
It's going to be Seth. We just witnessed his gang, including himself, winning or even getting disqualified and beating Sami Zayn, Penta in the nuts, and then Jey Uso. So they're taking down everybody that has tried to stop them.
Yes.
So this is just the fourth guy on that list, and I think this is the last person to kind of to kill the squad so they can do the cash in.
Yeah.
So it's going to be Seth Rollins.
All right.
Well, my other thought was, when is War Games?
November.
So we have a long time before then.
Yeah,
so it's not like you're starting a War Games
long road
thing.
to get there. Yeah.
So unless you're starting it now.
Yes, which they kind of are.
Yeah.
But then Seth will need a fourth person, which could be Karrion Kross.
Or fifth, depending on what they go with on the War Games.
Yes. So moving on to the god-awful Why Is This Happening match.
Mark, you didn't say who you picked.
Yeah, who'd you pick?
Oh, Seth Rollins.
So we sweep.
Yeah. Yeah. This Saturday night's main event is literally the worst show ever.
Yeah, it's kind of ho-hum so far.
I think
this
the
is
main
really
problem...
going to be the don't even care if I watch this.
Again,
I'll be fine if I see the results.
I'm going to watch it.
I thought the Saturday night main event was supposed to be like a filler when there's like gaps between main events.
It really feels like this like a scheduling error. They scheduled this, and then they come to find out they ended up getting the deal in Atlanta, and then they decided, we need to put a show out, so they decided to do Evolution. And because of Evolution happening on Sunday, there's no women's matches on this. So this is basically like the guy version of Evolution.
Well, there could be a fourth. There could be a fourth match.
I mean, would you see the card for Evolution? You're not going to have any spot for a women's match on this.
Oh
show.
no, I know Evolution's amazing. It's a stacked house.
So this could be just 3 matches, and they could just drag it out with promos and other
interstitials.
It's only a 2-hour show, so drag it out. It could be the 3.
Which now SmackDown's going to 2 hours as well, so that's going to be even more boring. The World Heavyweight Championship match. It's Gunther, the champion, up against the geriatric Goldberg in his final match ever, supposedly.
I do give it to Goldberg. On Monday Night Raw, he came out minus the sweat. Last time I thought he was going to have a heart attack.
Well, because he came straight from his car, which is probably air conditioned.
I'm just saying. Last time he walked towards that ring, man, he was looking bad.
Yeah.
Well, because I also have a feeling he was trying to do the, sweaty, workout guy. And
I just banged my head against the locker.
But Goldberg did give Gunther a nice little pounce to the neck. It was believable. Like, they sold it well. Yeah. It was good. I mean, I'm not...
All right, Brian, we'll start with you then. If you think that this is such a good match, go for it. Who do you think's going to win?
You're not... I'm just saying, I have not been excited about this match, but Monday Night Raw made me kind of excited because there was actually action. The last time they met, Gunther was laughing at him. While
as he should.
Gunther was smiling.
You're 68 years old.
And Goldberg was like sweating profusely. I thought the guy was going to have a heart attack. This promo they did was actually better.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, we can all agree. But it's going to be Gunther. There's no way Goldberg's going to get the belt. There's no way Goldberg will continue with the belt.
Yes.
I don't see any of that happening. No. It's going to be Gunther. Goldberg, I think, can sell some really nasty hits because he comes from the Attitude Era of wrestling. I feel like...
Even before that. That's how far back
Even before that. So I feel like he's
ending up a 28-year career.
He can sell some interesting moves.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Yeah.
It's going to be Gunther, though.
Who you got, Josh?
Gunther. I just don't see the point. Like, I understand that they had a whole thing last year.
Yeah.
Or whenever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, Well, it's like
Should have last year.
again. Why are we doing this?
Money
It's just bringing out Saturday
brings an
night
audience.
main event is about bringing the classic with the new.
Oh,
and
I
this
know,
is what
but
they
like,
do.
but
Saturday's
that's what
main
I'm saying.
event
It's
is
like,
basically
It's just a
the
throwback.
American version of every Arabia show. You have to have some nostalgia act
Yes.
that brings people into the building.
Yeah.
no, but it's just like
that's all
it seems
is.
like Saturday main event went from being just like the kitschy fun thing to being like, oh, we have to do this again. Crap.
Yeah. Well, this one especially. This one's
Yeah.
really like a thrown together hodgepodge.
Because all the good ones are wrestling on Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't got a lot of.
Well, the females, yeah.
Well, that's
They
what I
don't
mean.
have
Even
meat
like
on
they
the
could have
bone.
they could have done some like
The only thing that could
you
save
had the
this whole
Trish
show,
Stratus on the
I'll tell you
other
right now,
show.
the thing that will save this whole show is if on Friday night they decide that they're doing a tag team ladder match and having all the tag teams that have been involved in this White Six
They could.
thing
So,
and say, you know what, you're all going to Saturday night's main event tomorrow, and we're gonna have
Let's finish this.
finish it
Yeah.
ladder match.
That would be the only way to fix it if
and
they
we're
literally
gonna have
go.
all the tag teams
Okay,
all
we're gonna
in
do
one
it.
match.
Everyone
Yeah.
go.
they
Yeah.
need to
Yeah.
have
like
one
a
more
6
match, I
team
think.
blowout match.
Yeah. I feel like we'll find out Friday. But
Yeah.
anyway, we got 2 bonuses, Mark.
So, well, I also picked Gunther.
oh,
by
you
the
pick,
way.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was another sweep.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have 2 bonuses coming from the NXT Great American Bash as a way just to do more because there's only 3 matches, and I felt that was a little light
their
on
titles.
the picking. So we'll start from the bottom up on our sheets. NXT Women's North American title. It's the champion, Sol Ruka. Sorry, I forgot to put she's a champion. Up against Izzy Dame.
Are these 1 or 2 points?
These are 2 points.
Okay.
They're 2 because they're for.
I know
Yes.
it's,
Sorry, I
they're
forgot
not
to put
written
that
on there,
too.
so I
I
just
did
want to
these
make sure.
last second. That's
Yeah.
why they're
So I'll add that to my sheet as well.
yes. So Sol Ruka versus Izzy Dame, Brian. Who you got? Do you know who's you're looking up who Sol Ruka and Izzy Dame
No,
are?
I know who Sol.
You know-
I had to
I know
Google Izzy
who Sol
Dame
is.
because I'm like, what does she look like?
She's in the group with Sean Spears.
Yes. I did watch NXT
The culling
this week.
is what they're called.
Yes, the culling.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's brought in.
Paxley.
I call her Paxel, but
Yes,
Paxley.
Tatum
Yeah,
Paxley.
yeah.
Yes.
Which has been a fun
The
storyline.
remaining Gulf, the remainder of the Gigi Dolan Shotzi faction.
Okay,
She was the one that they didn't let go.
so
Everyone else got let go.
Oba Femi is going to retain.
You're
Okay,
not
you're
even
doing
on there,
both of them?
Brian.
We're on the bottom one. We
We're
did
on the bottom
up,
one.
but
We
that's
talk
fine.
the whole time talking about the bottom one. The whole thing is we're starting from the
You can
bottom.
pick them
and we're
both.
here.
Pick them both.
Okay.
You got Oba Femi.
Oba
retaining.
Femi and
Who you got? Sol Ruka as the champion. Izzy Dame is the challenger.
yes, and because NXT, even though I'm watching it every week, I'm not like in tune to how you can kind of see things happening. It's a safe bet because Sol Ruka she has the belt. I'm going to say she retains the belt.
Okay.
So, they
Josh,
both
who you got
retain.
in the 2 bonus questions? Because now we're doing them both at once. Because
I'm
Brian,
going to just say, just because I have been watching NXT, but it doesn't feel like it doesn't make sense to have them both lose yet.
Okay.
So I'm going to say they both retain.
All right. So I'm going to diverge from you guys. I'm going to say Oba Femi retains. But I'm going to say Sol Ruka loses to Izzy Dame.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know what? There is shenanigans going on with
Oh,
her,
I know. That's
her
what I mean. Is that
pal. So, I mean,
Yeah.
there has been, because Sol Ruka is doing tag
yeah,
team
I
with
was going to say the
Zarya.
same thing.
Zarya, and
she's doing
they lost because of shenanigans.
Yes.
So that very well, Izzy Dame could very well
Yes.
get the belt, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
could be totally wrong on that.
That's-
could be.
That's what I was saying. Is like
Or it couldn't
I
be.
could see that happening, but I just
That's why it's bonus
Yeah.
points.
Yeah, it's bonus, so it's a throwaway.
Yeah. I mean, really, is it? I mean, it's the same points as the other ones, so
Yeah.
it really doesn't affect it. You're going to lose points if you lose. If you get it wrong, you don't lose points or anything. So
Right,
it really
right.
is just added
It's just
to
added.
your possibility of points.
And I got to keep the lead.
Yes, you do.
Now the main event.
Now the main event, it's Evolution.
I'm excited for this one.
Viva la Evolution. The all women's pay-per-view, PLE, whatever you want to call it, takes place on Sunday in Atlanta, which is basically the base of operations for WWE this weekend. We're going to start off with the Battle Royale.
Do we have an entry list for that at all?
We do not.
So there's no, we have
It's
no
literally
idea.
any woman you want to think of that you think might enter this and might win it, and then that
Wait, they did add some people.
there's some people that have been announced, like Ivy Niles in it.
Ivy Nile was announced.
Nikki Bella is in it.
Yes.
Now, and what title is it for? Is it
So the winner of this gets a shot of the champion of their choosing at Clash in Paris.
Yeah, they get the champ title.
Or Clash at Paris or Clash in Paris, whatever they end up calling it. So it could be basically anybody. There'd probably be 20 some odd women involved in this from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. They're going to announce the NXT competitors tonight, I guess.
Yes, Ava's going to announce participants from NXT tonight.
Which means I was expecting...
I always like to call her nepotism now.
I was expecting them to
right?
announce at least the
Rock's
Raw
daughter.
competitors.
I know it is.
Yeah.
You know, I was waiting for them to announce at least the Raw competitors.
Yeah, they didn't
But they didn't really do
They
anything,
kinda
so
just threw,
that's what I'm confused of.
No, they did announce some Raw people.
I bet it'll be...
What's her name? Cena's ex-girlfriend.
That's what we said, Nikki Bella.
Nikki Bella. And yeah, but I mean...
No, but I thought it was going to be more than just like...
I'm assuming like you'll get like Natalia, you'll get Renee Dupree, you'll get all the ones who aren't in actual matches will be in this, basically.
All right, are we ready?
So we'll go with you, Josh. Who do you think is going to win the Battle Royale?
I don't know. You know what? Screw it. Renee. I'm going to just go with Renee Dupree. Why not?
Renee Dupree?
Yeah.
That's
Why
not
not?
happening.
That's not happening. But what the
Brian,
hell?
who you got?
Stephanie
It's either going to
Vaquer.
be her and Natalia.
Stephanie
so.
Vaquer? Of course
Yeah,
you're picking
Stephanie Vaquer. She's going to be in it. I think she's going to win it because I feel like they need to do something with her, especially if they get her to Clash in Paris, depending on who has the belt at that time, which would most likely be...
We'll find out later when you pick your other picks.
Yeah, but it's going to... Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
If
going
the
to go with...
picks the right way that I'm thinking, that'd be an awesome clash.
Because
Yeah.
if it was Rhea Ripley and Stephanie Vaquer would be amazing. But
Yeah.
even Io Sky and her would be amazing.
Yeah.
So either or, I'm
Yeah.
happy. I think it's going to be a great match.
I'm going with the person who I think was initially supposed to win this, but with all the...
Liv Morgan. No, just kidding.
Well, it's a person that she talked about last night. I'm going with Nikki Bella because why would you have her come back if not to do something at some other show?
They do that a lot, though. People come back and they don't do
Well,
much.
I think that her thing was that she was supposed to go up against Liv,
Yes, that's
for
how
the
it started. Yeah.
but Liv then got hurt. Plans changed. She mentioned the show and how she needs one last match, a la Goldberg, to show that she is, to show her kids. So she's
Mommy
basically
still has
the female Goldberg.
Yeah,
so
but at least she's more...
yes,
like,
she's at least
better in
younger
shape.
and has a chance of actually making
Yes.
something out of something. So I'm gonna go with Nikki Bella.
Yeah.
See what happens. Next up, we got Jade Cargill up against Naomi in the. We need a match to put together, so let's throw these two together because we can't do anything else with them at this point. Jade is the queen of the ring. Naomi is the Money in the Bank holder.
So they both have title shots.
They both have title shots coming at some point.
SummerSlam, possibly.
Well, Jade's
SummerSlam.
got hers at SummerSlam.
And
That's-
Naomi
Naomi's got
has...
hers
That's what
whenever
it
she
means. That's
feels
the
like
weird
it,
thing
yeah.
about this women's battle royal is now we're gonna have
Yeah,
three
so you
people
have like
that
another
have,
person with another title shot looming around. So like 3 different women with title shots whenever they feel like it.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
So we'll start with you, Brian. Who do you think's going to win this one?
So
I'm hoping this is the blow off of this feud.
I think this is, we keep Jade going. We keep getting Naomi more angry, so she loses this one because it's going to build for Naomi to cash in on Jade. If Jade is up against Tiffany Stratton or whoever, this is that push for Naomi to be like, I'm gunning for you. So I think Jade wins.
I'm rethinking my Battle Royal pick now. Because now I come up with an idea in my head, and now I like the idea in my head better than I did before. I'm going to change my Battle Royal pick.
We'll allow it.
because trust me, you're gonna like this story I'm gonna come up with.
Can I say mine first before you get into your story, Mark?
Sure.
Go ahead, Josh.
Because it's basically what Bryan said. I want Jade to win so that Naomi gets pissed off. So then when we get to SummerSlam, Naomi, I would like it for Jade to win, no matter whoever's the champion at the time. Jade to win it, and then Naomi come in and screw it all up, or even make it turn it into a 3-way match or something. But yeah, I think Jade's gonna win. All right, Mark, what's yours now?
So, rethinking my Battle Royal pick off of this match, and what I just said about we'd have 3 women with title opportunities.
Yeah.
Who better to give the 3rd title opportunity to?
Nia Jax.
Bianca Belair.
Ooh.
Bianca Belair wins the Battle Royal. Jade and Naomi both have title shots as well.
Yeah.
And now you have the whole story of them, 3 of them together, all competing for the championship. And then it starts this whole weird
hate triangle
of women.
Yeah.
And I think Jade will win this match, of course. But
yeah, I got you. So
then you'll have Bianca, Jade. So yeah, Bianca cashing in or looking to cash in at Clash, which happens after SummerSlam.
No, before.
Hold on.
No, wait a minute. No, SummerSlam's in August. So
SummerSlam's in August. I think Clash is in
end of July.
End of August.
End of July. It's soon. It's before SummerSlam.
SummerSlam, then Clash in pairs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because SummerSlam's
the beginning of August.
Oh. Okay.
SummerSlam is the beginning of August.
And then
Clash is the end of August.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So then you'll have Jade cashing in, Naomi with the briefcase, and then Bianca waiting in the wings.
Mm-hmm. Fair.
So then you do a triple threat at Clash.
That's a good. I like. That's smart.
Or even hold off because then you also have Crown Jewel coming up too, so you could do something at Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
Be afterwards, and they're all pissed off with each other.
Yeah. We also have Bianca was just there, so
yeah,
they were very adamant to make sure they mentioned that. Now we have the NXT Women's Title. JC Jane, the champion, up against Jordan Grace, the challenger.
I'm looking forward to this one.
It's gonna be a good match.
It is. It is good. The women in NXT are unbelievable.
There's a lot of them down there. There's a lot of them down there.
Yeah, there is, but they're like the
a lot
talent
of them waiting to come up.
The talent is unbelievable. Even in the guys, there's a lot of you're like, man, these guys need to be in WWE. You know, they're so good.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go first?
Sure.
This is an interesting match because I had to look it up. On Great American Bash, you have Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe up against Fatal Influence for a tag team. Because of that match happening on Saturday, I feel that match allows JC Jane to lose because on Sunday.
Well, she's not in that match.
Yes, she's part of Fatal Influence.
I think it's the other two from Fatal Influence.
No, I think JC Jane and Fallon Henley.
Oh, the other two. Okay,
yeah.
Not the third one doesn't wrestle. That's right.
So you have an opportunity to allow her to lose, retain the belt.
Yes.
And then come back on Sunday, and now you're putting Grace, but they're wrestling, both are wrestling twice in one weekend.
Yes.
As much as Jordan Grace deserves a belt, they had her lose against Stephanie Baker, and you're kind of like, man, she's like hitting top.
Yeah.
Like, she deserves a belt. Is this the time for her to get the belt? Because Fatal Influence has those knuckleheads that are going to stop it.
Yeah.
I'm really torn. I'm going to say that JC Jane retains. I think Jordan Grace puts on a better performance because she's really phenomenal. But I think Fatal Influence is going to shenanigans will ensue.
All right, Josh,
so
who you
JC
got?
Jane.
I can see what Brian's saying, but I would rather it go the other way, where Fatal Influence wins at Great American Bash, but something happens in that match so that then they wrestle again, Evolution, and Jordan Grace wins because something happens in that match that either hurts JC or just throws her off, because it becomes such a battle.
Yeah.
And Jordan ends up winning the actual championship.
Yeah.
I hope she wins, but I just feel like she's not. But.
Yeah. So I'm going with JC Jane because she just won, and you can't take the belt off her this early. Because then why give her the belt in the first place?
Also,
you got to try to build her up.
She has a feud going on with Monroe.
She does.
Who just got in.
She did.
And this is the first time wrestling on Saturday. But
Yes.
that's a tag team.
Yes.
So I cannot feel like if you were to take the belt off of her, where does that feud go?
Yes.
Does it kill the feud?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. Is I like to see a feud, them all feuding. But I agree with you as well. That's what I mean. It's it's a tough one of story or
right. You could still have the
because
feud without the belt.
But that's what I mean. They've also had it where someone wins it, and then the next match they fought 2 days later. They lose it, and then they fight again.
We're also doing the thing of you're doing in with Seth Rollins, kind of. It's if JC has this crew with her, why would they murk her out to Jordan Grace? And Jordan Grace has nobody backing her up.
She has nobody backing her up.
So now you're kind of building up a team to go against Fatal Influence.
Yeah.
By having Blake Monroe and Jordan Grace, and then whoever else they pull into that.
I think that's why a Saturday allows them to win and her to lose.
Yes.
And then you can flip it on Sunday. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. You could have Jordan pin JC on Saturday, and then everyone's oh, she's gonna beat her.
Right,
and
right.
they come back and she wins and continues that story of her character. Moving on to the WWE Women's Tag Title match. It's the champions, Raquel and Roxanne, up against Charlotte and Alexa from SmackDown, up against the Kabuki Reunited Kabuki Warriors.
Very cool.
From Raw. In other words, we don't have any tag teams. We need to find a tag team.
Well, I knew they were coming back.
And we're definitely not going to throw Natalya and Renee out there yet, so let's throw these two out there. Up against Zarya and Sol Ruka from NXT.
Yeah.
Who you got, Josh?
Just because of story, and it doesn't make sense for them to lose it. Because why make them lose? Then piss off every other storylines and screw it up. I have Judgment Day winning.
Okay. Brian, who you got?
I'm just with Josh. Roxanne, Raquel, keep it. I think this is going to solidify them, Raquel especially, allowing Roxanne to kind of become her partner. There's that hesitancy. There's that pushback still. The other ones don't make any sense to me. The Kabuki Warriors, I think that's great for the fans. Everybody's excited so they can continue on. Having an NXT group win, I don't see that happening. And on top of that, Charlotte and Alexa makes no sense. Alexa Bliss, they need to do something with her. And Charlotte, oh God, no. So I can't see them winning a title because I just don't feel that energy between them two. So Raquel, Roxanne, they retain, and it solidifies Roxanne in Judgment Day. Mark.
There's a part of me that wants the Charlotte Alexa win.
I agree with you. I agree.
There's
a part of me that wants it to happen just so they have to be together.
There's that WWE thing of, the two that don't belong together end up being to team together because we don't have any other storyline for them right now. So we need to do something with them.
I hear
so
ya.
If we make them the champions, then they could go and they could show up on Netflix. They could go against the Judgment Day, and that could be the storyline of them trying to win the championship back. And then there's that storyline because if Judgment Day wins it, then what do you do with it then? Because there's no real other storyline for them.
Yeah.
If they win, they've beat three other tag teams from other brands. Who's the next women's tag team that they're going to go up against? There isn't one.
Not much. Kabuki Warriors.
Yeah, but you just threw that together.
Yeah, but now it's a thing.
Yeah.
Really, what's killing this is there's not many women's
I
tag
know.
teams.
Well, there was a plan with Liv.
Yeah,
I think
I
there
know.
was one plan when Liv was there, and now that Liv's not there, it
They
throws
put
off
a
the
wrench,
plan.
a wrench in there. Yeah.
'Cause I think if Liv was still there, they would have definitely give it to Charlotte and Alexa.
Well, Raquel and Liv have been carrying the tag team women's champion until she got injured. So, yeah, I don't
I feel like it'd been more easy for that to happen. Now, like you were saying, you want to kind of establish Roxanne,
right?
And you want to build up the friendship between her and Raquel.
Yeah.
So then when Liv comes back, there's
a tension there.
Because if you have them lose,
then
you're
Raquel
starting
and Roxanne are separate. So,
because you
instead of playing
this
my brain,
isn't the way to break up the Judgment Day.
Instead of playing my brain, I'm playing the game, and I'm gonna go.
You gotta play the game, Mark.
Raquel and Roxanne.
You gotta play the game. Come on.
Yeah, I'm gonna Raquel and Roxanne.
All right.
Even against my better judgments.
But that to me is like.
But don't be surprised if Charlotte and Alexa win. That's all I gotta say.
Well,
okay.
What honestly would make sense for this whole thing is if it somehow ends up with a disqualification, and they retain it that way. That's the only way it makes sense.
It's a 4-way.
Yeah, they're not gonna have a.
No, I know, but you know what I mean.
If there's some like shenanigans or something happens.
Because it doesn't make sense because you're already building up that you need them to be friends.
Yes.
If you have them lose, then you just have Roxanne sorting with the guys.
Yeah.
And Raquel just stewing.
Yeah.
And waiting for Liv to come back.
Yeah, you can't do that for 7 months.
No. And because you can't break up the Judgment Day without Liv there.
Yes.
Because it doesn't make sense to disband it while she's gone.
Yeah. So now you're back to kind of like having it floating in purgatory for 8 months.
Again, yeah.
Yeah.
It sucks, but...
Yeah. So moving on. It's the WWE Women's IC title, Intercontinental title for those not in the know. The champion Becky Lynch up against Bayley, up against the Queen of Bland, Lyra Valkyria. Who you got, Brian?
This one after watching what happened on Monday, I feel like Becky retains. And it's crazy because I'm saying everybody retains so far. But the only reason I say that is it's like I can't see Lyra getting it this way. Bayley, all of a sudden Bayley and Lyra are at each other's throats now. And I kind of feel like this yet again allows Becky to retain it because now they're not working together. If they were working together, I'd give it to one of them. Becky retains. It's a tough one. I could see maybe Bayley getting it, but I'm not going to call it that way.
All right, Josh, who you got?
Bayley wins it.
Wow.
Because then you start the Bayley versus Lyra bull crap because Becky's probably either going to go off and do another movie or, she doesn't want to wrestle all the time. But also, you keep the triangle going, because then if Becky loses, now she's mad because she lost her title. And then she'll be like, oh, and then you could start the thing with Becky going to Lyra, going, oh, Bayley had to win the belt for you because you couldn't beat me, type of bullcrap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
This one of those toss-up ones. It could go anywhere. Having Becky win makes sense, but also doesn't make sense at the same time. Because I feel like her character needs something. And right now it's kind of like trapped in this weird mid-card vortex. I don't know if I think it's too early for Lyra to win it back. And Bayley's just kind of trapped in this storyline for some reason. I'm gonna say Becky wins.
Yeah,
another sweep.
But that's I said Bayley. Because Bayley, I have a feeling they're gonna keep this triangle going. Yeah. Just to keep it going.
I think they can still keep it going even if Becky wins. Like
no,
there's some kind of thing where like Lyra gets taken out by Bailey or something, and then Becky pins Lyra by throwing Bailey out of the ring, then you keep it going till SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's going to go to SummerSlam.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to go to
the whole
SummerSlam, but I think
SummerSlam.
I think it makes more sense, just in my mind, that...
Yeah, it could be wrong. We'll see what happens.
No, I know.
Moving on. WWE Women's Championship. Tiffany Stratton, the champion, up against, hey, we need to throw a legend on here, Trish Stratus. Which, by the way, there'll be some random legends in that Battle Royal as well.
Of course.
We'll start with Josh. Who you got?
In my opinion, this match should be on main event because this is your legend match. You know, you have Goldberg for the men. You should have a... But, you know, then the problem with setting that main event is you're backed up against Evolution.
Yeah.
So... But I think it's going to be Tiffany. I can't see them handing it over to Trish.
Yeah.
It would be cool, but
Tiffy time, baby. I say the same thing, Josh. Tiffany Stratton retains Trish Stratus. It's going to be a fun match, entertaining.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean much. It's
Lot of
Goldberg or
pink.
Gunther.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Exactly.
Barbie versus Barbie.
Yeah.
New Barbie versus old Barbie. I also picked Tiffany Stratton as well. Because...
Yeah.
Reasons.
We all know.
Now moving on to the other title match.
This is the
Women's World Championship. Your champion, Io Sky, up against Rhea Ripley.
Oh, this is going to be...
We'll start with Brian.
This is going to be an amazing match. But I'm so torn.
Oh, I know.
I am so torn. Usually, you could see a mile away where they're going with things. And because this just is ramped up so quickly, and we have Rhea Ripley, Io Sky. Now, Rhea Ripley has a 0-win streak against Io Sky.
Yes.
Which I feel like they kept saying on Monday Night Raw,
Yes.
will Rhea Ripley solve the puzzle that is Io Sky?
Yes.
They said it like 3 times.
They did.
And she's been eyeing the belt. I thought she was going to lose that last match. She won it. So it's like a part of me is like, man, am I underestimating her right now? Like, this is really, like, I don't know where this is going to go. It's all what Rhea Ripley wants is that belt. And Io Sky's got it, man. It's like, where do you go? Where do you go? Because Io Sky, if my pick for Battle Royale is Stephanie, and Io Sky would be a fantastic match in Clash in Paris.
Would be.
Which is happening after SummerSlam.
It is.
But Rhea Ripley and Stephanie Ricker would be an even better match. Oh my God. This is... I'm going to go against my better judgment because Io Sky would be my better judgment. My gut is going to say Rhea Ripley finally wins one over Io Sky.
All right.
Oh, God. I'm going to get this so wrong. But I'm going with my better judgment.
Okay.
Here.
Josh, who you got?
Brian said all the things, and I agree with him.
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley.
So I wrote mine down while you were talking, and I covered my sheet.
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley. Clean sweep.
You think so?
It's time.
It's
time to pull the plug on the Io
sucks.
Sky experiment.
It sucks because
Io Sky's been
Io is
amazing.
amazing.
Io Sky is amazing.
She's
but
great.
You brought back the Kabuki Warriors. Io Sky loses to Rhea. Now you can put Io back with the Kabuki Warriors. Bring back Damage Control. They could turn. They can then go get Bailey and bring the band back together. The 4 of them.
Well, they could, but they could do more with Io Sky.
Yeah, but you got Bailey now to be the head, the mouthpiece person. which was kind of Dakota's spot when they brought Dakota back.
But this guy can speak English better.
She can,
now.
but you can also have Bailey be that person, because then Bailey has been taken out because of and she was doing the whole thing of I have no friends.
Yeah.
I can't keep friends.
Right.
I've never been able to have friends.
Yeah.
And then now you have your friends can come back, and they could bring her back in.
Yeah.
Bring back Damage Control to take back over, because all these women now all of a sudden have come in, like Becky is taking over that title.
Right.
And then,
And Rhea Ripley didn't lose the belt. She had to give the belt away.
Yes.
So she had to, because she
had
injured
her shoulder.
She had to basically put the belt on the ground and say, here you go.
Yeah.
Have a Royale and someone will take it. So I kind of feel like there is that push, and I would be a fool to ignore that push.
Yeah.
Like if Rhea Ripley had lost that match last PLE, then I would say, Io Sky.
And oh dear God, if the Stephanie Vector Rhea Ripley match ever happens,
it's gonna be amazing.
Alice is gonna have to get a tarp for your.
What do you think is going on?
Brad just drooling the whole time.
I watch it like Tony, like that.
I'm gonna get you a lobster bib.
Like that, so like this.
I get you one of those bibs.
Bryon, close your mouth. Breathe. Oh.
Breathe.
Like a moth to the flame.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be an interesting situation.
But
imagine you having to pick that match.
Oh
man.
my God!
No. You think the descriptions on these picks are long? Wait till you get a hold of that one.
That's gonna be
a whole podcast
match.
just for that.
I'm gonna be like the crazy guy with the string theory. Okay, so this is why.
We have to have Bryan in a room somewhere for a while.
I will go crazy. I don't know who to pick. I don't know.
I have to throw him into one of the suites for a little bit just to breathe.
Now, if Io Sky were to win this, and I mean, she has been great with the belt, but I just don't feel.
Unfortunately, they're both great.
Yes. And the fact that Rhea Ripley has not won against Io Sky just makes it more important.
Pumping that too.
Yes,
that's the thing.
I know.
Honestly, if they didn't keep saying that, I probably would have been.
Think about
I would not have known.
But because they keep going,
about her.
Oh, she can't beat her. Oh, she can't beat her.
I think
It's
they're
gotta
laying
be...
it on thick on Monday, so that was my indication.
Wait, even confused me when you have Io going, I want to fight the best of the best, and it's you. But it's like going, you've beaten her.
Yeah.
You've beaten her multiple times.
Yeah.
It's not like.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be picking her. You'd be picking somebody else that maybe
like
has
Tiffany
beaten you.
picks Trish Stratus. Pick someone you know you're going to beat.
Right.
Don't pick someone that has a chance of beating you.
Right.
That's the difference.
So anyway, it's going to be a great weekend of wrestling.
It is.
I don't know how I'm going to watch all of this. Oh, my Lord. It's going to be a good time, though.
Yeah. It's also Taste of Enfield weekend as well.
The Waste of Enfield. I will not be going to that. Did you see the lineup?
It is supposed to pour. It is supposed to pour.
Yeah, it's supposed to rain all weekend.
Is it?
Yeah.
No.
Last I checked.
Well, hopefully it works out for them, because they're nice people that put it on. And we'll be back to talk about that and so much more next week. We'll have all this to cover to recap. We'll have our review of Superman. We'll have Josh's review of the trip to see the Savannah Bananas.
Yes.
If you want to see all 100 some odd photos he took while he was there.
They're on Facebook.
How did he actually watch the event if he was taking so many pictures? I ask, and people have asked me. I respond with, that's my brother.
Yeah.
Hey,
does the same thing at Lime Rock. I thought he was sitting there watching the race the whole time, and then come to find out he took like 200 some odd photos.
I know.
I
That's what you didn't even notice me taking all the pictures
I was like, how do you take so many
and
pictures?
at wrestling.
Yeah, it's like, how do you take so many pictures? And also at Blitzkrieg, he took like 100 some odd pictures. When do you have time to take these photos?
Photos?
Yeah.
I didn't know he was like he had taken photos.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
There's a whole bunch.
Yeah.
If you go on my Facebook, I took a whole bunch.
Except for the scramble. I know she took no pictures during the scramble.
I want to watch the scramble.
Yeah.
Actually, that was something I actually wanted to sit and watch the whole time.
There you go. But anyways, we'll be back with all that and more next week. As always, everybody, be safe, be well, be kind.
Rewind. Please like and subscribe. Good night, Rocky.
Night, Bobby.
Happy birthday, Howie.
Did you do the voice for the commercial for the Taste of Enfield?
I did.
Okay.
I did.